Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And today in this tutorial I will show you guys how to animate this kind of particle text effect in Adobe After Effects. You can use these animations for your logos or any title animations, so wherever you want to use. Not necessary to be a text layer. You can use it for a image or you can use it for a character, anything anywhere you want. The basic things are simple. So for this tutorial, we are going to use the particle effect in Adobe After Effects. You don't need any plugins. So let's get started. Alright guys, so let's start with the new composition. So I'm going to create a 4K 60 frames is fine. Let's 3 minutes also fine. Say okay. So I'm going to create a background for this composition. So right click here, go to new, solid, and select black color for this composition. Alright. Second thing is I'm going to add the text here. So let's start, let's click on the text and I want to say digital art creation. All right. So let's bring it, I think the size is okay. Let's bring fit here. Let's bring it to align, center. Let's bring it down a bit. So click on the digital art and press on P, which will open up the position and bring down below towards the y-axis. Right, this one is fine. The next thing I want to do is I want to make this text appearing from here to here, but for this animation we are going to do it in the reverse order. Because of the particle effects, we can't reverse the particle effects from the emitter, so that's why I'm creating this animation in reverse, and in the final composition we will reverse it back the time. Okay, so we have to disappear from end to the front. So to do that, it's really easy. You can use a mask and animate the mask, or you can also go to effects and presets and search for linear wipe, this one. Not the animation preset, we want the transition preset, and apply to the text. And the wipe angle is not plus 90 degrees, not this way, it's other way, so it will be minus 90 degrees. All right, so let's go to 15th frame and let's see where our transition starting to disappear, like a 25 frame. So from in the 15th frame I will give a keyframe, then I will go to, let's say, uh, 50 frames, maybe until 2 seconds here. I will bring it until it reaches the digital art. All right, so if you guys animate and see now, okay. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to, when it reaches 30 40 frame 45 frames, yeah, 45 frames, I want to bring it to until here. When it reach here, I want to start the animation from here. So it look like it will wait for a while. Maybe we bring this, let's animate later and see. Yeah, this is fine. And we put another keyframe in here, 58. And when it reaches here, I want this one to be visible. Then the animation will start from here. So if you guys animate now and see, creation stop, art stop, digital stop. Maybe we bring this one a bit here. Yeah, now if we, maybe this one also a bit, 5 more frames here. If you animate now and see, creations are digital, there is a stop in between, and let's select everything and press F9. So now if you guys play art digital, all right, Just look cool. All right, guys. So our first part is done. It's actually other way around. So you guys remember all the things we are doing in this animation is in reverse order because we are going to reverse the final animation. All right, guys. So what I want to do is I want to give a feather for this one. Give a feather not until this one visible. Maybe like this. Yeah, this look fine. So let's animate again. Alright guys, so our text part of this animation is done. The next step is adding the particles to the animations. So to do that we need to have one more solid layer. Let's go to new and solid, and for this I'm going to select the color from here, and I'm going to name it particle 01. Okay, so it will create this new solid layer, and now we go to effects and presets and search for particles. So in your default After Effects, with the new After Effects you will have these three different systems of particles. These are the defaults one with the After Effects. They are not plugins or anything. This animation is done with the basic After Effects only. You don't need any plugins. So for this one I'm going to choose this CC particle world. You can do the same thing with others also, but this one have a little bit more easier and less complicated things you can control. So I'm just dragging and put it into the particle system in here. So once you put it here, you will see all these things appearing. So don't worry guys, if you are new to this one, these are nothing, just a 3D 3D see all those things. And this is the 3D plane which will give you sense of 3D, where I view from the floor, and you can also take this as a floor and do some animation for this. But for this tutorial we are not going to worry too much on the 3D stuff, because this is a 2D plane animation, just a logo animation, logo or text animation, whatever you can call it. All right guys, so first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with the particles, then we will animate the particles with the text. So I will hide the text for now. What I want to do is I want to make, so if you see now the default particle is just coming and going down like a firework like this. So what I want to do now is I want to make this particle go up and stay here and rotate and disappear, something like a cyclone like that. Because we are doing this animation in the reverse order, in the reverse it will actually appears from nothing, so rotate and comes here and form the text. That's what we want. So we will think in reverse order. First what I need to do is go to the particle system in here and open up the physics, and in the physics, in the animation, change this to vertex. So now if you guys animate and see, we have this nice vertex cyclone effect going up, but this is not what we want. We want completely different. So now what we want to do is we want to bring this one is just going up, there is no limit for this one. So to bring it down, first thing what I'm going to do is bring down the velocity. So we bring down the velocity like this. But before that, this is not the particle we are going to use, so let's go to the particles and change these lines to lens concave, this one. All right guys, and also the birth size, let's make it, birth size is the emitter starting size, so let's make it like 0.9, and the depth size, let's make it 0. Okay, so we will have this cool animation like this. And in here you can increase the resistance. So if you increase the resistance, particles will be plugged in together, and also bring down the gravity a bit, so you can see the particles are going up. So let's play and see what. All right, so this is something, this is like we are like in the initial stage. This is cool, but what I want is I want a lot of particles. Go to the birth rate here. I want to increase the birth rate to maybe, let's increase like 9, maybe 15. All right, so let's animate and see. All right, guys, so our this is what I actually wanted, and this is all right, but some things we need to change. The birth size, let's bring down a bit. I don't want the particle size to be too big, so this is fine. And size variation, let increase, so we will have 100%, so we will have different sizes in here. And also maximum opacity 75 is fine. And here, this is of composite, let's say add, so we will have these nice variations of color. All right, guys, so this is fine. So if you guys play, let it render. Now if you guys play for opposite, is, you know what I mean. So this is what I wanted, like this. All right, guys, and maybe we increase the resistance a bit more. No, it's too much. So what I'm going to do is, with these settings, this look all right, but if you guys play and see, let's wait for this one to render. Okay, so this look nice, but I feel this speed is very too fast. So we need to bring the velocity down. But if you bring the velocity down, this cone will go down. So we have to, when we bring down the velocity, we have to adjust the other settings also. So first we bring down the velocity like this. Let's bring down the velocity to like 0.1. Don't worry about the other settings are changing, guys. We have to adjust that one, but only focus on the speed of the particles. All right, so this look all right. So now what I want to do is I want to bring down the gravity, something along this line. Okay, so now we increase the resistance. Also bring down the velocity and adjust the gravity accordingly until you get this cone shape in here. Alright, guys, so this look fine. Now what I'm going to do is, we can work on the other settings later. Let's start animating with the text here. So let's bring down the text, and so when it like 15 frame, we have to bring this one here. So let's go to the producer in here. Let's put a, when it 15 frame, let's create a keyframe. Before that, let's bring the X position in here and bring the Y position like this, and let's have a keyframe for, we are only going to animate in the X position. So let's create a keyframe in the X position. We can open this one, it's easier for us. And is the producer in here. All right, so let's bring one more. Let's bring until like 55 until it disappear. So let's bring it. You guys go back and see where is the text. So it's like here. So let's bring it until to the D in here. Yeah, so this one we don't need. So if you guys animate and see, yeah, it's cool. It's appearing nicely. So let's select both of them. Before that, let's finish all the animation, then we can change. So it will stays there until this one start. So until here. So let's have one more keyframe in here, and one frame later we have the other keyframe. Let's move until it reaches here, because I just put it here because I want to see where it's in. So let's move the explain until to the A. So go one more frame and let's bring it up here. All right, so let's move until we have that digital L disappear, which is this frame. One frame earlier, let's have one keyframe in here, and then bring down one frame. Let's start moving. Oops, sorry, we don't need a keyframe in here. Just start the X moving here. Then we go until here, until the D disappear. We bring it in here. One more frame here. So bring one frame, and all right. Let's select everything and press F9. So we have this easy ease effect also, because this text has their own easy ease effect. So let's play and see. Okay guys, cool, stop, then art, stop. Then we have this digital. Oh cool. Okay guys, so the next thing what I'm going to do is at this stage, one frame earlier, our birth rate is 0, and put a keyframe here. So when it reach here, it will reach, let's say 15. Now what we need to adjust this one later, so I'll just put 15. And when it reach here, it will have 15. These settings we will adjust, and when it reaches here, one frame later, it's going to be 0. And when it reach here, it is 0. One frame earlier, it is 0 and keyframe. And when it reaches here, it will be 15. And same here, when it reaches 15, and one frame later, it will be 0. Because there is gap, that's why it's 0. There is no emitter there. And then whatever the amount we have in here, all this area is until here is going to be one frame earlier, it's going to be 0 again. And when it is here, it's going to be 15. And same here. If the 15 value is not good, we have to change everything back, but for now I just stick to 15. And let's make it 0. Now if you guys animate and see, creation, then stop, art, stop, design, stop. Alright guys, our first animation is almost ready. Okay guys, so let's go into somewhere around here. When we have this nice effect, now we go to here, the longevity, And if we increase this one, we will have longer lasting particles. And go to physics. Also, we can increase the the resistance. Then we have this nice circle looking things. So you can see now if we play and see, we will get that things will come in and make a circle, then fall out. Alright guys, so this is what I wanted exactly. So our first particle system is done. We can play with the settings, but let's create the other one also, then we can play with the settings. Okay, so this at this point is very important guys. Go to file and save your project, because the next step what we are going to do can crash your system. And also change this to 3/4 third. Alright guys, so next go to new and go to new and solid. This time make it a bit more lighter. We can adjust the colors later on, but let's work with this one first. And now make the color particle 02. Alright, and now we go into this particle, go to the first layer wherever the animation start, and go to effects and presets, select this one, select the particle and control C and close this. Go to the particle 2, select the layer, control V, and you will see you cannot read particle blah blah blah. Don't worry, just say okay. So now if you guys animate and see, you have two different set of particles. So if your computer is alright, now you bring back this to full. So my computer is right. So alright, so let's go to this particle, second particle effect, and we can go here also, go to the physics. And now for this one, what you need to do is bring up the velocity. So we need to have two different variations, so something along this line, and also bring up the gravity. And go in here, go to this extra angle and put a keyframe, and go to the last frame and bring this one to like maybe like this one, like 5 times. And if you guys animate and see now, alright guys, so this alright, this is what we wanted. And now we go to the other earlier particle and go to effects and preset, and here the extra angle when it's here, if you put +5 there, put 0 in here and make a keyframe, go to the last frame. If you put +5, now give -5. Right, so if you animate and see now, we will have this nice effect. Okay guys, let's all right. Now what I want to do is I want to go to the second particle. We close the first particle. I want to go to the second particle, open up this one, and sorry, we don't need to open up this one. Go to extras in here. Now what I want to do is I want to use this whole particle release thing in here. Basically what it does is when the particles start, it will hold it for a while, then it will release. So we go to this any I think this one is better. So what I want to do is I want to make this one a bit more like this. If it's too much, we can adjust later. Let's animate and see. I think it's so much, so let's bring it like 5%, maybe like 7. So let's animate and see. Keep in mind, guys, we have to think this in reverse. So when it all mean, the text, the gold one will come in and stay and create the particle. So that's what. If it's too much, maybe we make it like 5. And this one, we increase the random seed also. And then now we animate and see. Oh, looking good. So now we need to play only one settings. So let's go to the gold one first and go to the producer and increase the radius of the X a bit. Not too much, like little bit, and the Y also little bit. Not too much, guys. No, little bit. Maybe X is too much. Not like this. So increase this to like 400% and bring it down and until you find the exact place. The Y we have to change. I think this should be okay. So if you animate and see, yeah, so this should be okay. So let's make it 100% of it. And now if you guys play and see, we have our effect. All right, guys. So before we make changes, let's create the actual animation and see how it looks. So I'm going to save this part and select everything, shift, hold, right click, go to precom, say text animation. All right, so I'm going to say okay. So in here, right click and go to time and make it as time reverse layer. Okay, so now if we animate and see what we are getting. Okay, guys, so our animation is almost done. So let's touch up with the final layer, final glow thing, which is very easy to do. Just open up this pre-composition again, go to the text layer in here, and Control C, Control V, copy new layer. And for this text, you can go to character and change the color a little bit lighter. Same with the other particle we have created. All right, so now we go to effects and preset and search for glow and apply the glow effect here. First thing, go to the glow based on, change the channel to alpha channel, and then bring down the threshold to like 25 and increase the radius to until in your composition until you see this glow effect, and intensity also you can bring up a bit, and the color we change to the color we just created, something like this, right? So something to go with your composition, something like this is fine. All right, and you can play with these settings, so I'm not going to do so much for this here. All right, so next thing what I want to do is I want to create a mask for this one. So let's create a mask, a small thin one like this, and go into the mask layer and go to the mask, open the mask layer and make the mask feather like uh, 150. It can be different, so until you see this burn effect like this, maybe you can increase the go intensity to like 3. and increase the size also a bit. Go to the effect in here, maybe bring down a bit like this. Yeah, I think this look fine, like 45% of your text. All right, so now we go to the mask path and select all four of them, and let's start animating. So we have to animate from here. We can start animating from here. So go to the last layer. So when the text start, I think from here you create, when you started to see the text from the 50th frame, I think, yes, 50th frame. So 50th frame, just adjust a bit and see, guys, where it's appropriate. So what I want to do is I want to make this as a burn effect, then it will come into normal text like that. Before we change, we have to change the path here. We bring this like this and make it a little bit more thinner. All right. Right. Okay. So we are okay with this these settings in here, and put a key mask path, create a keyframe here, and go to the next here and bring it until here and create, it will create a new keyframe. All right. So let's start animating. Then when you see the last L coming in here, let's bring it to the L like this, and one frame later, just let it stay until you see the A. Okay, so you see the A from this frame, so go back to the earlier frame, create a new keyframe, and the next keyframe, bring it to cover the A, and you move until you see the full T, which is here, and bring it to the T like this, and move again until you see the next character appearing, next word appearing, which is this frame. So we go back 2 frames earlier and create one keyframe in here, and 2 frames later we start moving this from here until the old word finish, which is in here. So let's bring it to here, and 3 frames, like 4 frames, we keep it stay, but we move a bit like this, and then after that we just completely move it out of sight. We have this effect, but for the last one, what we need to do is we need to bring this one a bit earlier like this. Then here we bring the shape. When we have to see the shape, so I'm just bringing in, select the path and select all 4 of them and bringing in a bit more here, same in here also. Just adjust according to according to your text, guys. So your text, it may be different. So I think after I finish this animation, you will understand what I did actually. This part is actually all right, little bit more like this. Okay. All right, and this one, bit more here. Okay. All right, guys. So our next step is, what I'm going to do is, let's go to this layer and press the T, which will open up the opacity. So when the animation start from here, it's fine. So it's all the way until here, it's 100%. Then when the last part appearing, which is this one, from here we will create opacity 100%, and then here we make it 0, and wait until the next this one next set of particles appear, which is this frame. And so 1 frame earlier we create one keyframe, and the next frame we make it 100% and bring it until in here. Go back one frame earlier, create one keyframe, and one frame later it will be 0, and then wait until the third animation start, which is here. So here let's make it 100% and go back to like in here, maybe 3 frame earlier. Let's make it 0 and animate again. Yeah, so our animation is all okay now. So if you guys animation see now, we have that cool glow effect also. All right, if you want you can increase the glow effect bit more. So I can go to the glow, maybe bring it like 4, this one bring it like 25, 35. Just adjust a bit and see until you get your desired results. Right, I think this should be okay. So let's go to the actual animation and see how it looks. Okay guys, so I think this look fine. So let's finish off our animation with one more effect. So open up this layer again, select the text layer, the second one you have created, go to effects and presets, right click and uh, go to simulation and select the CC scatterize, this one in here, and bring the text layer somewhere you can see both the text and this glow effect, and make the scatter something like this, and go to the transform mode and select add. Maybe bring it a little bit more lower like this is fine. And all okay. It's looked like in the art we have missed the timing here, so we can adjust it now. We go to the particle 1, no, particle 2, which is missing. Yeah, particle 2 is missing. So we go to particle, open up the effects, and we go to the guide and the producer in here, and bring the X position a little bit more closer. Okay, right. So I brought the X position a bit closer to the particle there, and here also maybe we can bring the X position a bit more closer to the letters. All right, so it's all okay. Yeah, this look fine. All looking good. And we go to the actual animation in here, and we can also apply a glow effect to this one. I just apply, but let's bring the intensity to like 0.25, very less. All right, so let's animate and see. Okay, all looks good. Maybe we can bring color a bit more lighter, somewhere around here, until we get maybe somewhere around here. So we will have a little bit more darker tone. Okay guys, I think this looks fine. And yeah, this one looks just fine. So that's it guys, this is our animation. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys learned something new from today's tutorial, and see you guys in the next tutorial.